Look around. We're one and the same. Same heart, same blood. Your training is in your blood. And my blood's boiling for a fight.
So we've been talking about the Clone Wars for the last few videos, and as much as I love the show for fleshing out our favorite prequel characters like Anakin and Obi-Wan, we can't talk about the show without mentioning the heart of the show, and that is of course, the clones. Don't get me wrong, I love the lightsabers and space battles as much as anyone, but the clones are the one thing that the movies never really dug into. Like, we see them there, they save the day a few times, and we know they are a big help, until the end at least. But if you only watch the movies, you wouldn't even know that most of the clones not only had names, but identities and beliefs all their own. Out of all the clones though, there are 5 that I believe stood out from the rest. Whether they got big wins, sacrificed themselves for the squad, or just generally funny as hell, I want to give them their proper respect before we move into the Bad Batch and era of the Empire. Lastly, since I'll be describing some big Clone Wars moments, I'm leaving a super big spoiler alert for those who haven't watched yet. So fix that and then come back to this video. With that being said, let's jump right into the list. Number 5, Gregory. So Gregory has one of the most interesting stories to me of all the clones. Serving as an elite Republic commando, Gregory was displaced from his squad after saving them during the Battle of Serish. He was then reported missing in action and never heard from again until D-Squad, yes that's a team of droids, found him on planet Abafar. They find Gregory working as a dishwasher for this a-hole, and that he's suffering from amnesia, not knowing who he was or even that he was a clone trooper. It takes a few hollow messages and stuff, but soon he regains his memory, his armor, and has one of the best last stands in the series. If I'm being totally truthful though, most of the D-Squad arc is pure filler, but the episode that features Gregory of course is the biggest highlight. What makes him one of my personal favorites is that I love the game Republic Commando as a shorty, and seeing Gregory's story come together in the Clone Wars is the first time we get to see a clone commando in action. It goes without saying, but Filoni and Favreau did the damn thing with this one. Number 4, Hardcase. This may come as a surprise to a few of you, but hear me out. There were plenty of clone troopers who went out like straight up G's during the Clone Wars, but with Hardcase, he had one of my absolute favorite last stands of any clone. Well, besides 99. We all cried during that shit. But we meet Hardcase during the Battle of Umbara. We learn that he is a strong, loyal clone who enjoys a good battle. And I don't know what it is about the rotary cannon, but whoever holds one is automatically about to smoke. But to stay on topic, he is one of the few clones to not only call out General Pon Krell on his bull, but to actually do something about it. During the battle, after taking the Umbaran airbase, Krell plans to march the clones down the main road to the capital city, which was stupid as hell because the Umbarans had far superior technology and firepower. So instead of going through with the clear suicide mission, Hardcase, along with Jesse and Fives, go against orders and commandeer a few Umbaran starfighters to sneak behind enemy lines to attack the Separatist weapon supply ship. During the attack run, they are stalled when the reactor core is ray shielded, but instead of retreating or giving up, Hardcase makes the ultimate sacrifice when he leaves his ship and manually throws one of his missiles at the reactor core, destroying the ship and himself in the process. Like I said, he may not have been the first one to take one for the team, but he sure as hell made it memorable.
Live to fight another day, boys. Live to fight another day.
Number 3, Fives. Now Fives could easily be number 1 depending on who you're talking to, but to make it simple, Fives is
the best of the best of the best, sir.
Sorry, I had to do that. But to keep it short, Fives is one of the clone troopers who we follow throughout the entire Clone Wars series, from a shiny all the way to a full-fledged ARC trooper. A member of the famed Domino Squad, Fives fought in almost every major battle in the Clone Wars. Because of his service at the Rishi Moonbase though, he gets promoted by Captain Rex himself and is appointed a member of Anakin Skywalker's 501st Legion. It would take me an entire video to break down Fives' best moments in General Legacy, but my personal favorite Fives storyline is when he learns the truth about the dreaded Order 66 and attempted to blow the conspiracy wide open. Fives has always shown signs of independent thinking, but when he witnesses his fellow officer and friend Tup kill Jedi Master Tipley pretty much at random, he conducts a full investigation against the wishes of the Kaminoans who were trying to cover up the situation as only an unfortunate accident. He eventually found out that every clone, including himself, were microchipped at birth, and even worse, these inhibitor chips were going to be used in the diabolical plot known as Order 66. As we all know now, this entire scheme was constructed by the Chancellor himself. But in this arc, we see Fives go through the ringer trying to convince his squad mates, Captain, and even General Anakin Skywalker that something sinister was at play involving the clones. Unfortunately, Fives grows paranoid and even a bit manic, which was due to him being drugged earlier by Nala Se. These factors resulted in 5 being killed in a standoff with Commander Fox. What made this moment so sad especially is that when 5 gets killed, the information about Order 66 dies with him. But 5's death was not totally in vain, since due to him finding the information in the first place, other clones such as Commander Wolf and Captain Rex would have their inhibitor chips removed, and as a result, not follow through with Order 66. 5 might not have been able to stop the conspiracy, but he saved many lives trying to do so. Number 2, Hunter. This one is probably the biggest surprise because out of all the clones on my list, Hunter has probably the least amount of screen time, well at least until the Bad Batch comes out in May. But to keep it simple, Hunter is the leader of Clone Force 99, better known as the Bad Batch. What makes this group so special is that each member has a special mutation that increases a specific skill to superhuman levels. Hunter's mutation is that he has heightened senses, even to the point where he can feel electromagnetic signals.
I get what makes the other batches unique, but what's so special about Hunter?
He can put up with the other 3. He was engineered with heightened senses. A place like the Cyber Center, Hunter can feel the electromagnetic frequencies from anywhere on the planet.
And here I thought we were smart just using a holo map.
Well, maps can be wrong. Hunter never is.
Another aspect that makes Hunter one of my favorites is that I'm a bit of an action movie junkie if you couldn't already tell, and Hunter's look is based off the 80s action movie aesthetic, particularly Rambo, and anyone who's seen a Rambo movie can tell you that they are gully. Hunter's fighting style and general combat skills mirror all of the action movie tropes of the past. Even as an unfinished arc, the Bad Batch episode of the Clone Wars did a great job of showcasing just how lethal Hunter was as a hand-to-hand combatant. Whether it's Batman, Liu Kang, or Daredevil, there's nothing I love to see more than a warrior who's got hands. Don't get me wrong, we've seen Hunter use blasters when necessary, but he's at his best when in close combat situations, preferring his vibro knife over anything else. I'm really excited to see the Bad Batch explore the limits of his enhanced skills, and also just to see the journey of Clone Force 99 unfold. But seeing how well Hunter led his team during the Battle of Anaxis was all I needed for him to get a high spot on my list. Before I give out my obvious number 1 pick, take a look at my honorable mentions.
Do we take prisoners?
I don't. Don't cry, kid. We'll keep you safe. I promise. I'm Commander Cody, your new boss.
Number 1, Captain Rex. There is no best clone trooper list that doesn't have Captain Rex at the top of it, and for good reason. If the prequel movies belong to Anakin and Obi-Wan, the Clone Wars belong to Ahsoka and Captain Rex. Every battle in the Clone Wars that meant something, he fought in it. And even after the Clone Wars were long over, he continued to serve during the era of rebellion and even fought in the Battle of Endor. Captain Rex served as the leader of the 501st Legion, only second to Anakin and Ahsoka. Like Anakin, he specialized in unconventional tactics during battle and came out on top most of the time. Out of all the clones though, Rex was one of the most inspirational because he showed empathy and an undying loyalty for his brothers.
Sir, if I may address your accusation, I followed your orders, even in the face of a plan that was, in my opinion, severely flawed. A plan that cost us men, not clones, men! As sure as it is my duty to remain loyal to your command, I also have another duty, to protect those men.
He truly lived by the mantra of no man left behind, and I can honestly go all day about all of Rex's feats and why he's the GOAT, but for the sake of time, I only want to discuss my favorite accomplishment of Captain Rex, which is how he helped Ahsoka escape Order 66 right after the siege of Mandalore. After helping liberate Mandalore from the grip of Darth Maul, Ahsoka and Captain Rex will travel back to Coruscant to hand Darth Maul over to the Jedi Council to face justice, or so they thought. While on the ship, Order 66 is called abruptly by Chancellor Palpatine. What makes this moment so shocking though is that you can see Captain Rex is fighting the programming of his inhibitor chip, even calling out 5's name. This moment gives Ahsoka the time she needs to defend herself. At first, he succumbs to the chip's programming like every other clone trooper, but eventually Ahsoka is able to isolate Rex and free him of his brainwashing by removing his chip. Again, if 5 had never uncovered the plot in the first place, Ahsoka likely would have been killed like many other Jedi in this moment. It's pretty heartbreaking, but honestly cool as hell, to see Ahsoka and Rex have to fight their way through the Star Destroyer. But it's the only way they could have possibly escaped. Regardless of everything though, Rex showed himself to be a fierce warrior and loyal friend all the way to the end, and for that reason, Captain Rex is my favorite clone trooper. As always guys, thanks for watching today's video. Who's your favorite clone troopers? I know I left a bunch of great ones out, so let me know who your top 5 are in the comments below. Remember to keep it respectful though. This is my personal list / opinion, so stay out your feelings in my comment section. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep receiving these videos. I'm doing as many as I can before the Bad Batch drop on May 4th, so let me know what topics you'd like to see me cover in the meantime. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DizTheWiz12 to stay updated on when I post new content. I appreciate all the viewers and subscribers I have so far, and we're only going up from here, so I hope you all have a great day, and may the Force be with you. Until next time.